Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amici there. Meanwhile, the Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola has said that plans have been put in place to close Falomo Bridge after repairs must have been concluded on the third mainland bridge. Fashola said the third mainland bridge would be fully open to vehicular traffic before February ending. Listing the several bridges the ministry had worked on, the minister stressed that Falomo Bridge expansion joints need work. The minister explained that the second Niger Bridge would be delivered in 2022, adding that the work was funded by the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund, the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, and proceeds from late Sani Abacha's loot. In terms of setbacks, Fashola listed contractors' challenges with COVID-19, reduced manpower, and dwindling oil revenue that affected projects. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Accounts has insisted that the Group Managing Director of the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, and heads of 17 subsidiaries of the corporation must appear before it today to account for alleged mismanaged funds. The committee on Friday threatened to invoke relevant sections of the 1999 Constitution to compel the NNPC and the 17 others to respond to the various audit queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, in which they were accused of deliberate and reckless refusal to render accounts from 2014 to 2018 in breach of the extant financial regulations. The committee accused the NNPC of directing all the heads of the 17 subsidiaries invited to its investigative hearing not to honor its invitation. Those with queries against them are the Nigeria Petroleum Development Company Limited, Petroleum Product Marketing Company Limited, Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, NNPC Retail Limited, National Petroleum Investment and Management Services, the National Petroleum Exchange, and the Nigerian Gas Company. Members of the committee at the investigative hearing on Friday decried how those invited had failed to appear before them. The lawmakers unanimously resolved to invoke relevant sections of the Constitution and Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act of 2018 on the NNPC and the 17 others to force them to appear unfailingly. President, Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, NIS, Alabo Charles, has said the Surveyors Registration Council of Nigeria Act is to be reviewed in line with global best practices. He said a committee for the reform of the profession would soon be set up, adding that a committee would consult to achieve its aim. Alabo, however, queried the rationale behind the non-consultation of the national body before instituting a case against the Lagos State government by the Registration Council of Nigeria, and some members of the NIS in Lagos. It will be recalled that the members of the NIS dragged the Lagos State Surveyor General, the Surveyors Registration Council of Nigeria, SOCON, and Lagos State Attorney General before the Federal High Court, Lagos, over alleged breach of the Constitution and SOCON Act. To other business news, the Securities and Exchange Commission has asked all persons not registered by the Commission as custodians carrying on businesses of nominee and holding securities on behalf of actual owners to apply to the Commission for registration as nominees. The SEC announced the release of new rules in a statement yesterday. According to the rules, the business of the nominee shall be to take title of property, money, or securities in trust for and on behalf of clients as nominee for or representative of such clients, to hold and deal with such property, money, or securities strictly in accordance with any directions given by the respective clients from time to time to the nominee company. SEC said a nominee company should abide by the Code of Conduct for the capital market operators and their employees as set out in the Commission's rules and regulations. The Nigeria Stock Exchange, NSE, has reiterated its commitment to supporting companies, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs, with amenable funding opportunities. At a webinar hosted by the NSE on capital raising for SMEs through the stock exchange, the exchange the exchange and industry stakeholders were unanimous on the importance of adequate funding for SMEs, which play catalytic roles in national economic growth and development. Divisional Head, Listings Business, Nigeria Stock Exchange, Mr. Olumide Bolumole, said the NSE recognizes the SMEs as critical agents of economic development and transformation in Nigeria. He said the NSE will continue to support the growth and development of small businesses in Nigeria, as demonstrated by its efforts, including the latest webinar. The Central Bank of Nigeria has said cryptocurrencies promote illegal activities and raise risks, among other reasons. It said this in a statement regarding various comments and reactions following its recent reminder to deposit money banks to desist from transacting in and with entities dealing in cryptocurrencies. The CBN stated the recent regulatory directive became necessary to protect the financial system and the generality of Nigerians, including the youth population, from the risks inherent in crypto assets transactions, which have escalated in recent times with dire consequences for the integrity of the financial system and financial stability. The CBN said for those who were not conversant with the universe of cryptocurrencies, it was important to state that cryptocurrencies are digital or virtual currencies issued by largely anonymous entities and secured by cryptography. It's time for us to link up with Femi Ojo for Stock Exchange reports.
Here is a summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for last week. Friday, the last day of trading, the 5th day in the month of February 2021. A bearish way to close the market for investors on the floor of the stock market as the all-share index dropped by 0.18% to close at 41,709.09 basis points. Over 482.1 million units of shares valued at over 5.579 billion naira was traded in 5,998 deals. We have the equity capitalization at the close of trading summing up to over 21.8 trillion naira. A look at the top three gainers for last week Friday. We have Guarantee top on the pack gaining 3 naira to close at 36 naira. NNFM gained 77 kobo to close at 8 naira 65 kobo. And Livestock gained 9 kobo to close at 2 naira 39 kobo. For the decliners, we have Total top on the pack losing 1 naira to close at 142 naira. MTN Nigerian lost 1 naira also to close at 180 naira. WAPCO lost 1 naira also to close at 26 naira 65 kobo, and Danko the Sugar lost 1 naira to close at 20 naira. For the major players, we have UBN top on the pack trading over 78.2 million units of shares. Zenith Bank traded over 52.7 million units of shares. Transcap traded over 31.1 million units of shares. UBA traded over 26.9 million units of shares, and Courtville traded over 25.8 million units of shares. A look at the total was wrap up. We have a total turnover of 2.767 billion shares worth 29.685 billion naira in 31,380 Ds were traded by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 2.570 billion shares valued at 27.884 billion naira. The exchange ends the previous week in 31,466 deals. The financial service industry measured by volume lagged the activity chart with 1.924 billion shares valued at 20.344 billion naira traded in 15,160 deals, thus contributing 69.54% and 68.53% to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. The conglomerate industry followed with 264.795 million shares worth 523.521 million naira in 1,528 deals. The third place was the consumer goods industry with a turnover of 197.409 million shares worth 3.366 billion naira in 6,240 deals. Trading in the top three equities, namely Union Bank of Nigeria PLC, First Bank, Oden PLC, and Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, measured by volume, accounted for 859.867 million shares worth 4.250 billion naira in 2,459 deals, contributing 31.08% and 14.32% to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. In summary, we have 22 equities appreciating in price during the week, lower than 41 equities in the previous week. 60 equities depreciated in price, higher than 34 equities the previous week, while 80 equities remain unchanged, lower than 86 recorded the previous week. That was a summary of trading activities on the floor of the stock market for the 5th day in the month of February. That was last week Friday, and the total week's wrap-up. Join me on Wednesday when I bring you the outcome of today's trading and that of tomorrow's trading. I am Femi Ojo. Have a blessed week.
Well, thanks, Femi. And that's it on Business Splash for today on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Remember to join us again on Wednesday for another fresh episode. I'm Charity Jerome. Good morning and thank you for listening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station. We educate, that's why we are respected. We inform, that's why we are loved. More music, we are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash.
105.5.
Brace up for the future. Study nursing, doctor of physiotherapy, medical laboratory science, accounting with the ICANN professional certification.